What do we do with Sasaki? Answer simple. Roki Sasaki. And the big question seems to be, should we just give up on the experiment as a starting pitcher? He clearly doesn't have the control. What do we do with him? And it's a very simple answer. Roki Sasaki is a very interesting case study. He, in every sense of the word, could be the Caleb Williams of starting pitchers. He will never, in the sense that he's not very accurate, and Caleb Williams similarly is not very accurate. I think he was like throwing 58%, 57% on the year, and that's a pretty low mark for a quarterback. Roki Sasaki similarly can't seem to locate his fastball in the zone very often, but there's so much there, there's so much skill, there's so much talent that with his demon slider and his splitter, they're so good, they're so nasty that if you could just get him around the zone, kind of like he was in his first start against Cleveland, if you can get him around the zone enough, it can work. Now, he may never be Yamamoto, he may never be Paul Skeens, he may never be a prime Clayton Kershaw, but he can be a very effective starter because the stuff around is so good. Now, the question then is, what do we do with him in this moment? Because River Ryan, they kind of wanted to work him back, but he's clearly ready to pitch. All right, he's looking good in AAA. And Robleski, we're going to get to him in a minute. He has earned his right. He's earned his keep to be a starter for this team. So what are we really doing? What are we going to do with Sasaki? Gavin Stone could be coming back. Blake Snell could be coming back. What do we do with Sasaki? Answer simple. Nothing. You keep doing exactly what you've been doing. You keep doing exactly what you've been doing for now. Rushing him to the bullpen and sending him to AAA right now, those are just, Dodger fans are reactionary. I've been on Dodgers social media for a while. I've seen how it is. Dodger fans are very reactionary. And 99 out of 100 times, the front office is right. Dave Roberts has been proven right. The moves, the levers the Dodgers pull are always right. And they are right in keeping him in the starting rotation right now. I never want to say the regular season doesn't matter, because it does. The regular season does matter. Obviously, you have to play the games to qualify for the postseason. But we also know that the Dodgers have devised a formula since 2013 that always gets them into the postseason, without fail. With much less talented rosters, with injuries galore, with a lot of problems. Chemistry thrown off, whatever. They always find a way into the postseason. They're going to find their way into the postseason this year. If they lose a game or two in April, maybe May, because Roki Sasaki couldn't make it out of the 4th or 5th inning, so be it. There is a bigger plan for Roki Sasaki. He came to the United States to be a starting pitcher. Okay, he didn't come to the United States to go be a relief pitcher. And I know that we watched him in relief in the playoffs. Different set of circumstances. Much different set of circumstances. I think we can all see that. The best way you can get Roki Sasaki to get to that point, the reason you signed him, the reason he came over, the way to get him to that point where he is a viable starting pitcher in the MLB is to get him reps within reason against MLB batters. Now, again, you don't want to shoot the guy's confidence. So if you're throwing him into games and it's completely obvious, like, wow, this guy can't compete at all at the MLB level. He's not making it out of the first inning. He's having the start Garrett Crochet had the other night against the Twins. If he's having starts like that constantly, yeah, you have to send him down to AAA. That's not where we're at right now. That's not where we're at. Roki Sasaki's struggling with location. He's struggling with getting his fastball in the zone. But he can bring it. And he's got a nasty splitter, and he's got the slider. So, and the other thing, you want to get him honed in on working against that third pitch. You want him really sharpening that up. Who better to do that against MLB batters? Now, I know Roki's not going to have his best starts. I know that there's going to be some bumps. There's going to be some turbulence along the way. But to send him down to AAA right now is a mistake. And to send him to the bullpen is a bigger mistake. The bullpen, you guys, I think, unfortunately have this warped view of what Roki Sasaki was out of the bullpen last season. He came back to the Dodgers like the last week of the regular season in Arizona, and he pitched out of the bullpen. And he actually looked good. And against Cincinnati in that one game, he locked it down. And against Philadelphia, He had the week of his life against Philadelphia. All 3 wins, he came in, he played a huge role. I remember even specifically the 3rd game at Dodger Stadium. 3 innings, he was dominant, he looked great against Philly. He had the week of his life at that point. Go look at how he did against Milwaukee and Toronto. Specifically Toronto. Was he terrible? No. But the same issues we're seeing right now that we saw in spring training with location were there. He was walking guys. He was throwing a lot of pitches. He was not making us feel very comfortable. Do you remember Game 6 of the World Series? Do you remember how that felt? Do you remember watching that? Do you remember being there? I do. Not being there physically, but I remember watching those games. It wasn't sunshine and rainbows like you like to remember. Roki Sasaki dominated against Philly. He had the week of his life. That's not what happened the rest of the 2 rounds. So converting him to the bullpen makes no sense. The control issues are going to be there as a relief pitcher and as a starting pitcher. But as we've progressed and gotten to this point in baseball, I think we've looped back around to realize starting pitching is the most valuable thing. He has starting pitching pedigree. He came from Japan as a starting pitcher. He's young. He's on essentially a minor league contract. He's pre-arbitration, guys. He's not even getting paid MLB money yet. There's no pressure. There's no rush. If it gets to the point he's taxing the bullpen and he cannot compete at the MLB level, then you send him to AAA. But for now, you need starters in the rotation. And if there's a belief that he can look a little bit more like Cleveland Roki and you can get him back to how he pitched against Cleveland than how he did against Texas where he's got 90 pitches in the 4th inning, then you continue to roll with it. End of story.